All comments or questions made by commissioners, staff, or citizens in attendance shall address the motion that is being discussed or pertinent to the agenda item before the commission. And all personnel remarks, comments, or questions are inappropriate. The mayor shall enforce these rules of the quorum. If a commissioner believes that a rule has been broken, said commissioner can raise a point of order. A second is not required. The mayor can rule on the question, or the mayor can allow the commissioners to debate the issue and decide the issue by majority vote.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. At this time, Attorney Curran will talk to us about our executive session regarding confirmation of
August 2nd, and we failed to get confirmation from the City Commission. So this is doing housekeeping and going back to get confirmation from the City Commission.
Cities Week will be October 3rd through 9th, and we want to be reminded that we will be participating in that time frame. Also, we have some events that are taking place at the Okefenokee Swamp Park. Okefenokeeology classes will be every Tuesday starting October the 5th through October the 26th in the month of October. That's what I have. At this time, are there any public remarks on official actions? This time, Madam City Clerk, would you read the considerations for our official actions?
Approval of minutes, Waycross City Commission meeting, Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021, 5 p.m. Waycross City Commission meeting, Tuesday, August 17th, 2021, 5 p.m. There are no second readings, privilege license, or renewals. Mr. Mayor.
Made for approval.
Second, Mr. Mayor.
We have a motion from our Commissioner Hopkins and a second from our Commissioner Solomon Gaines. That being said, we move into voting. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Consent calendar. Madam Clerk.
Ordinances. An ordinance to amend the Code of the City of Waycross, Georgia, to amend Chapter 105, Environmental Control, by adding a new Article 4, Stormwater Utilities, Section 105 through 55 through 105-67, exclusive, to provide for codification, to provide for renumbering or relettering, to provide for severability, to repeal conflicting ordinances, to provide for an effective date, and for other purposes. By adopting this ordinance, the City Commission will provide for the stormwater management service system throughout the city of Waycross for stormwater collection and disposal, and collect fees to be dedicated solely for the provision of these services. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. At this time, we entertain a motion for this ordinance.
Move for approval, Mr. Mayor.
Is there a second?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
We have a motion from our Commissioner Solomon Gaines and a second from our Commissioner Strickland. Is there any discussion on this? Hearing none, we'll move into voting. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Ordinance passes. Madam Clerk.
An ordinance of the City of Waycross to amend and restate the retirement plan for the employees of the City of Waycross, to repeal conflicting ordinance, to provide for severability, to provide for effective date, to declare an emergency, to allow for second reading, and for other purposes. By adopting this ordinance, the City Commission will amend and restate the retirement plan for employees of the city as requested and required by the Georgia Municipal Employees Benefit System, effective September 20th, 2021. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Is there a motion for this ordinance?
Move for approval, Mr. Mayor.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
We have a motion by Commissioner Solomon Gaines, a second by Commissioner Strickland. Is there any discussion on this ordinance? Hearing none, we'll move into voting. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Second read.
An ordinance of the City of Waycross to amend and restate the retirement plan for the employees of the City of Waycross to repel conflicting ordinance, to provide for severability, to provide for an effective date, to declare an emergency, to allow second reading, and for other purposes. By adopting this ordinance, the City Commission will amend and restate the retirement plan for the employees of the city as requested by and required by Georgia Municipal Employees Benefit System, effective September 20th, 2021. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We entertain a motion.
Move for approval, Mr. Mayor.
Is there a second?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
We have a motion by Commissioner Solomon Gaines, a second by Commissioner Strickland. Is there any discussion on this ordinance?
Mr. Mayor.
Commissioner Threet?
Yes, the city manager, could you explain about what the Georgia Municipal asked us to do in reference to the retirement plan, please?
Would you like to explain that? Okay. Sure, Commissioner. The contract for the city manager actually states that I will be vested 100% at the time of my employment, and the retirement documents do not reflect that. So this is to make a change to reflect what's in the contract.
Thank you. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, we'll move into voting. All in favor, aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. This ordinance passes. At this time, Madam Clerk, our resolutions.
A resolution of the City of Waycross, Georgia to approve second modification of loan agreement for G for loan number DW202009 and for other purposes. By adopting this resolution, the City Commission will approve a second modification of the loan from the Georgia Environmental Finance Authority in order to move the completion of construction date until September 2022. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. At this time, we entertain a motion concerning this resolution.
Mayor.
Is there a second?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
We have a motion from our Commissioner Solomon Gaines, a second from our Commissioner Strickland. Is there any discussion on this resolution?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor.
Commissioner Solomon
I
Gaines.
asked Ms. Louis if she would explain why we're doing this. Can you explain why we're doing this?
Yes, because we have a GFA loan that is out right now and is due to come for repayment in next month, but we are not complete with the project as of yet for pipelines for redundancy of the city's water supply. So we're extending it out until next year so to give us time to complete the project.
Thank you. Any further questions or comments? Thank you. At this time, we'll move into voting. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. This resolution passes. Madam City Clerk.
A resolution of the City of Waycross, Georgia to approve a Transportation Investment Act of 2010 project supplemental agreement with the Georgia Department of Transportation, Albany Avenue Regional T-Splosh project, and for other purposes. By adopting this resolution, the City Commission will approve an amendment to the original agreement of the Albany Avenue widening and resurfacing project due to a funding change. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We entertain a motion now.
Move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
We have a motion from Commissioner Solomon Gaines, a second from Commissioner Strickland. Is there any discussion on this resolution?
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Houghton?
Tanya, can you explain that while we're making this adjustment?
Yes, ma'am. The Albany Avenue T-Splosh project has come along later than originally planned, and because of that, there's more funding available because of inflation. So we authorized the mayor's signature at a meeting earlier to ask for that additional funding. Now it has been granted, and these are the documents supporting that additional funding.
How much additional funding?
I don't have that right with me. I'll get back to you. 1.6 even. $243,143. Thank you, Mr. Curry.
And is that for the paving part of it or the infrastructure part? Do you know
The
what?
entire project.
And did we send that out for bid? And then it came back?
Yes, ma'am.
So the project went up since we've originally bidded it out, or we added more to it?
There was more funding available from the state because of inflation. So they wrote to us, told us if we would ask for more funding because of inflation, they would give us more funding. That's what this is doing.
Okay. Do you have something?
Hearing none, we'll move into vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. This resolution passes. Do we have any guests, Madam Clerk?
No, sir, Mr. Mayor.
No guests? Well, we'll move into our last call. Last call with our Commissioner Threet.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have nothing. Thank you.
Last call with our Commissioner Solomon Gaines.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I mentioned earlier, at an earlier meeting, I think sometime last month had to have been, that we're planning a mass decorating contest for the children out in Garlington Heights. That has been tentatively scheduled for September the 25th, which is on a Saturday, from 12 noon until 2 p.m. McKinney Medical Center will also take part in that. They'll have their van out there, and they'll be giving COVID shots to anyone who wants to receive the shot. The children just started back to school today. Today, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And prior to today, there was not a mask mandate for the bus. So if your child is riding the bus, they have to have a mask. And I think allowing these children to decorate their own masks will give them a little bit of incentive to wear the mask and not just wear it on the bus, wear it all day, because that's what we're going to need to keep the spread of this thing down. It's affecting our babies now, and we all have to do our part. School-age children and adults, we have to do our part to keep the spread of this virus down, because it's just not going away right now. The other thing is, Mr. Mayor, I've asked Mr. Simmons if he would give us some more detail about the Okefenokee Activities that will be going on this month. Can you come in and tell us about it?
Good afternoon. So this October marks the 75th anniversary for the Okefenokee Swamp Park, and the team out there has done a really great job of planning a month long of events. So they've got an art and the music in the swamp. There's a senior swamp day, Okefenokee Swamp anniversary celebration on the 9th, Indigenous People Day, College Student Day, Full Moon Boat Tour, Veterans and Military Appreciation Weekend. That's the 22nd through the 24th. There's also be a concert on the 23rd for veterans and military, homeschool day, and the Classic Swamp Monster Spooktacular for Halloween. There's also some reoccurring events, and the mayor mentioned this, the Okefenokeeologist class every Tuesday, Twilight Boat excursions, I think that's every Friday, and also a HIT class, which is a boot camp in the swamp given by myself.
Yeah,
So
right.
you are encouraged to come out and participate. Like I said, it's a month worth of events. It's something to do, especially with the kids being out, every other day. There's something for them to do, something for them to learn. There's also opportunities for vendors and food trucks. They can go to osp75th.com and get an application for the food trucks and the vendors if you have objects or items. But again, it's just great for the community to celebrate that, to encourage family and friends that are coming in to take part of that jewel that we have in our own neighborhood.
How many of the, I'm sorry, Ms. Mayor.
Continue.
How many of these activities will they have to pay for?
Um,
I know the educational courses.
I think most of them, honestly, I'm not sure. Some of them they are paid. Some of them is only just the entrance fee. But if they go to that website, all of the information is on that website.
Okay.
Again, that's OSP75th.com. You visit that, and it tells you all of the fees that are broken down for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think that's all I have, Mr. Mayor. Back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Director. Commissioner Hopkins.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I don't have anything today. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Our Pro Tem, Commissioner Strickland.
As I do most of your time, I'd like to again always say thank you to the staff and the people that work for the city of Waycross for everything that they do. I greatly appreciate it, and I greatly appreciate how not only do you have a family to go home to, but you also have a work family, and this work family does seem to be a close-knit group of people, and it's nice to see that everybody continues to work together and support each other, especially during times of emotional tough times and even other tough times. But thank you for the effort and everything that everybody does. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. At this time, I would like to extend our prayers and our condolences for our chief, David Eddins, and his family. We do appreciate his love and his kindness, and certainly every time he gets up to talk, the Lord speaks through him to us. And we want to thank him for being here with us even tonight, although he's going through this separation and transitional time. We do appreciate you being present. We also want to thank each of you tonight for being present in our commission. This is one of those times when we are able to dialogue and learn together, and certainly we have done that tonight. Each commissioner, I want to thank you, and I'm just glad everyone's safe and healthy. And we do look out for one another, but we certainly have to look out for those who are around us. And I'm appreciative to our Commissioner Solomon Gaines mentioning the masks, because we do need to keep our masks proper so that we won't get sick and we won't make anyone else sick. I thank you so very much. I do want to remind you again of Georgia City Shaping the Future, October the 3rd through the 9th will be 2021. And we're excited about those things that are getting ready to take place in our community. And at this time, if we have no executive session, we entertain a motion for the adjournment.
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Second the motion.
It has been motioned and seconded that we adjourn this meeting. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned. Have a great day.